Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer Scrapping King. Today I'm sharing an 8.5 by 11 layout. This is a single photo of my sister and two cousins in New Mexico. This was about 1972, so we only have one photo that I know of. I do know who the kids are in the photo, so that's why I'm scrapping it, and it's just going to go in a family album. So here I'm showing you what I plan on using, and I'm going to start showing embellishments first and then papers, just because that's how I scrapbook. I actually look for my photo first, then I think of what embellishments I would use to enhance the photo, and then I go for papers. So I know some people start with papers and then figure out the photo and then figure out embellishments, but this is the way that I do it. So the chipboard frames actually end up not getting used, so those will go back into my stash, even though they matched perfectly, but they just didn't fit with the layout design that I ended up going with. So here I'm going to show you quite a few papers. I use this one completely that I'm showing right now. Front and back, all of it gets used. Mainly the front side, but it does get used completely. And then this one I do not cut into at all. This one I use a big chunk of it on the other side, the sunburst. And then the other green one in pink I use to map my photo. So here we're going to get started on the layout. And I didn't have a sketch or anything like that. This was just something that I came up with while I was playing with the embellishments in the photo and trying to come up with a design. So I'm going to use the sunburst at the top, and then I'm going to use the white. It does have, they're not really polka dots, they're like dash marks almost. They're like a really light cream color, and then the photo or the flowers at the bottom. So I decide that it needs to be a little bit smaller, not so big at the bottom, but bigger at the top, and I think that'll look better. And I can't decide at first if I'm going to place it on top or on bottom. Um, if I do it like that, I'm covering up too much of the bottom paper, and I don't think it gives it enough. It doesn't look right. So I do decide to place it on top instead. And I'm not going to stitch it or ATG it down yet. I'm just still deciding on how I'm going to lay it out. Sorry, tripping over words today. I laid a page protector on top of it. That's something I do if I'm not sure on the design, so I'm just going to play. So I'm laying that down first, and I do kind of sort of have an idea of, of course, what I want to use with the embellishments, but I haven't totally decided on the design yet. So here I'm matting my photo. I decided to use the lighter green colored paper that's on, it actually comes off like a blue. And it was part of the other side of the dash mark paper, the white dash mark. And then the green paper I use also, since my sister's wearing green, I want it to kind of highlight hers in the photo, since it is our family album. So I'm going to mat that 3 times, I believe. So mat it on the white dash paper. I did cut off the white border that came on the photo. And that's just because it was kind of dingy looking. You could tell that it was an older photo, so I decided just to cut it off. And this is the original photo that I'm scrapbooking, and I'm okay with it. So I did a triple layer, and then now I'm going to get started on the layout. So I decide I want to put summer road tripping, which, since this was a road trip to New Mexico, since we live in Colorado, and my mom's family, or some of my mom's family, lives in New Mexico. And the reason I'm using like the taco truck and the avocado and a taco and a drink, because whenever we went to New Mexico, we always ate at my aunt's restaurant. And actually, now it's a taco truck instead of a restaurant, because with COVID and a whole lot of other things, the family just wasn't able to keep up with the restaurant, mainly COVID. but they turned it into a taco truck instead and actually do really well with the taco truck. So the restaurant had been in business for years. Anyways, this is how I'm gonna lay it out. I decided I'm gonna use white acrylic paint to highlight the sun so that it'll pop off the background since it's pretty much the same color as the sunshine background. That's why I was kind of deciding which papers to use and which ones I could use that would make it pop. But the yellow was the one that made summer pop the most, so that's why I went with the yellow versus orange or any of the other colors. Zoomed in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And I do leave all of this in. I sped it up, but just to show, there's other ways to, ink up your edges or, make things pop off the layout if it's the same color. And this is one of the things that I like to do is use white acrylic paint. And I'm going to go all the way around on each of the little triangles of the sun. And the cloud is already white, so I will leave it alone. I'm not going to do that one. And I'm not too worried about the bottom little hashtag you can see because it's going to be covered up by the photo. I'm going to do the same thing to the summer letters. Since they did not have a white border on them in the ephemera pack, they were just solid color. I'm not sure why some companies do that. They mix and match, and some of them have a white border, some of them don't. And to me, it kind of throws them off. It makes them look like they came from different packs, but all of these embellishments actually came from the same Simple Stories pack. It's not the papers are not the ones that go with this actual Simple Stories die cut pack. This was one I just bought, I think just at random. It might have been on clearance. But I actually don't have any papers that go with it. But the embellishments always kind of match because Simple Stories stays in the same color family. So even though it's not an exact match, I think it looks pretty good. So I'm going to go with it. And like I said, I'm just going to do each of the letters, and the acrylic paint dries pretty fast. The S is already dry, so I was able to pick it up and continue putting the white acrylic paint on the side that I didn't do since I was holding it. The same thing with the rest of the letters. And I'm just going to finish those up, and then I believe I will do white splatters on the background next. I'm not sure. But like I said, I just wanted to leave it in to show, it's pretty simple technique, but I think it gives it a little extra something. And I did leave like a thick border on the white acrylic for the white acrylic paint. So it definitely adds a little bit of texture in it. And you can see that in the close-ups. I'm not sure how much you can see on camera. Once again, my screen's a little bit small to see exactly how it turns out. And I start doing the white acrylic paint splatters, but the white acrylic paint is actually watered down just a little bit too much. You'll see when I hold it up, it pretty much looks like watermarks versus a white acrylic paint. So I have to add a little bit more acrylic paint in the same bottle that's drying up. I haven't went and got a new one yet. It still works, so I'm not going to get a new bottle just yet. I keep forgetting actually when I go to the store also. Here, now you can see the white acrylic paint a little bit better. Wipe that up, and then I believe I'll show a close-up. Yeah, there. So you can see the white acrylic paint on it now. And it is dry. I'm going to go around the edge and do the same thing like I did to the letters and the sun. And again, I'm trying to leave a little bit of a thickness so that you can actually see it. And that's just something that I like to be able to see and notice. I'm not sure if anybody else actually notices it, but it's a detail that I add. So I'm just doing that with a flat paintbrush. Sometimes I use a sponge paintbrush to do that when I do it around the edge, but I didn't have one handy, so I just used the paintbrush. Either one works. The flat paintbrush actually works really well if it's dry versus really wet. And that's, again, just so it doesn't add too much water to the paint. So now it's all dry, and I'm going to add this piece down at the bottom. So there's my background ready to go. And I'm going to pop in and start adding embellishments. And I believe I'll add play foam first. And I want to add my photo, like I said, to the cloud and the sun. And then I'm going to pop that up all together as one. I will also add the taco truck at the bottom right hand side of the photo. I don't know why I didn't do it right away, but I kind of skipped just adding the play foam. I think everybody's seen me add play foam. And the video was kind of long since I left the painting of the letters in, so I just cut it out. But once I added the taco truck, I needed to add play foam behind that. And there we go. So I'm going to have that up there. And then I'm going to add summer, and I'm going to use liquid glue to stick summer down. And then I haven't attached the photo yet, obviously. As you can see, I just moved it up a little bit more. I wanted it to sit right on the white line. I was going to add a different color paper or something in between the sunshine paper and the white paper, but I couldn't find a color that I really liked, so I decided just to leave it and add the summer title up there right on the line. And I did cut off the little holy guacamole has the little saying. It had like a cartoon blurb, I guess. I don't know what you call that. Like somebody was saying it, like a quote. So I did cut that part off, so it's just an oval shape. And I just thought it was cute. So that's the reason, once again, that's the reason I'm adding it, because it was a Mexican restaurant that we ate at, that my aunt owned in New Mexico. And actually, it was very famous in Las Vegas, New Mexico. Las Vegas, if you blink, you'll miss it. It's a small town in between Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Santa Fe. And it's pretty much they stop and get gas and eat type of place. It's not very big, but that's where my mom's family has always lived. Um, or at least this aunt has always lived. It's her mom's sister. So here I'm going to use these green letters once again that I used on a layout last week, I believe, of myself. And I decide that I'm going to spell out Las Vegas. And then I do NM for New Mexico. I needed to move it over just slightly. And I believe my camera cut out also, but then I was able to, I actually heard it click off this time, so I was able to catch it. Getting a little bit better at catching that camera before it cuts me off. But here I'm adding, like I said, Las Vegas, New Mexico. And then I'm going to add play foam, or I already added play foam to the holy guacamole and the avocado and the taco. And then the little soda pop I'm leaving flat. So I'm just tucking it in behind there. And I just thought it was cute. I don't think I showed the soda pop in the intro. I ended up pulling that one out because I wasn't going to use the popsicle or the flowers after all. So I needed one more little piece up there, and I thought a little bit more pink right there in the middle would match, because there's pink at the bottom, and then there's pink, that hot pink in the summer, the word summer. So, and then now I'm going to add some sequins, and these are from Spiegelmom Scraps. Tomorrow I will have a layout for Spiegelmom Scraps of my design team layout. And these sequins, I believe, were available last summer. They're called Summer Hagee. I don't believe they're available on the website anymore, unfortunately. But she does have lots of new sequins, and she will have a brand new set for September. And you can always use my code Jennifer15 and save 15%. Here's a few close-ups. Hope you guys enjoyed. And like I said, I will see you tomorrow actually with the Paige Evans collection and sequins from Spiegelmom Scraps. Bye!